Concept 5, finding the reasonable domain and range of a function. So remember, your domain is your x values and your range is your y values. And when you are given a function or a problem, you need to first think about what's going on. Okay? Is it going to be a discrete or continuous graph? Okay? Are we talking about something that only could be whole numbers? Okay, so buying something or things that happen just like a certain amount each day. Okay, so where it doesn't make sense to have part of a day or part of an item, or is it continuous? So you can break it down and think about fractions of a whole. Okay, and then we need to think about, okay, do negative numbers make sense? Well, if we're in a race, and we are looking at distance from the start based on time, in the race, well, no, negative numbers don't make any sense because you're going to start at 0 and you're going to go up. If we looked at negative numbers, that'd be like before the race started when he's or she is, lining up to start the race. So negative numbers wouldn't make sense in that case. Sometimes positive numbers won't make sense. Right? Sometimes we'll be looking at something and it'll be like filling up a pool. Or, sorry, not filling up a pool, draining a pool. Okay? If I'm draining a pool, I'm not going to be putting more water in, so positive numbers in that case won't make any sense. All right? And then, sometimes both make sense. Sometimes you'll have plus or minus numbers. Okay? When we're looking at these questions, I want to put it all together, everything we've learned. So we're going to identify the independent and dependent variables. We're going to write our equation in function notation. And then we're going to look at the reasonable domain and range. Okay? So this first one, well, at the mall, Tommy wants to get some candy. His father gives him $5, and when Tommy goes out to buy candy, or goes to buy candy, he finds out it's 75 cents each. Okay, so start with independent and dependent variables. What's he doing? Well, he's wanting to buy candy, and then we've got some money in here, so we're also looking at the cost. Okay, so the independent variable, the one that could change without changing the other, the one that doesn't depend on the other, is going to be how much candy he wants to buy, right? Because he could buy any amount of candy. That's going to be the independent variable. Okay, sorry, that's a D. All right, the dependent variable is going to be the cost, because it depends on how much candy he buys, what the cost is going to be. Okay, if we write out our equation in function notation, okay, we're going to have our f of c, okay, and maybe I shouldn't, maybe we should change cost to price. Let's change cost to price. That way we can use c as our candy, and then we won't have the same variable or the same first letter. Okay, so the function of c is equal to 0.75 times c, right? So if he buys one piece of candy, it's 75 cents. If he buys 2 pieces of candy, it's $1.50, right? So now we've got our equation, we've got our independent and dependent variable. Now we need to think about a reasonable domain and range. Okay, so first of all, we're looking at a discrete graph, right? They're not going to let us buy half or a third of a candy bar. So we're looking at a discrete graph, so our domain is not going to be an inequality. Our domain is going to be a set of numbers. Okay? So what numbers make sense? He doesn't have any candy to sell, so it doesn't make sense for there to be negative numbers. So we're only looking at positive numbers, but he might go over there and he might decide that 75 cents is too much, or they don't have the candy he wants, and so he could buy 0. Okay? And if he buys 0, then it would cost him 0.75. He could, oops, getting ahead of myself. If he buys 0, it'll cost him 0. If he buys 1, it'll cost him 75 cents. Oh, man. Making all kinds of mistakes right now. 75 cents, 0.75. If he buys 2, it'll be 150. Okay. 3, it'll be 2.25. 4 will be $3. 5 will be $3.75, and 6 should be our last one. Will cost him $4.50. And even though he has $5, he can't buy another whole candy bar, so this is going to be our domain and our range. Okay? Now, second question. We're going to look at this shortly, but we're not going to go through it all. Sarah is filling up a swimming pool. The pool has straight sides and a flat bottom, and she wants to fill it up 5 feet. After half an hour of filling up the pool, it is only 6 inches deep. Okay, so we've got filling up the pool. So we have half an hour, so that's going to be time. That's going to be one of our variables. And then we have, looks like, depth. So our independent variable, because it's always the independent variable, is going to be time. And our dependent variable is going to be depth. Okay. So another one, when we are looking at, let's skip over writing our function. Let's just think about our domain and range. So is this going to be a discrete or continuous graph? So am I going to have individual numbers, a number set for my domain and range, or am I going to have a inequality? Well, I could go half an hour. I could be half an hour by half an hour, but there's still data in there. I could have half an hour and 3 seconds, and it might be really hard to measure it as different, but it's going to change the depth, right? So this is going to be a continuous graph, and we are going to be looking at inequalities for our domain and range. Okay? We started at 0, right? We started with an empty swimming pool. So our domain is going to start with 0, and then it's going to go up to whatever our maximum is, whatever we would figure it out as being, as how long it would take to fill up our 5 feet of pool, going 6 inches every half hour. And let's see, we can actually figure that out pretty quickly. If it's 6 inches or half a foot in half an hour, it's going to be 1 foot in 1 hour, which means it should take 5 hours. So for our time, that would be 0, x is greater than, x is going to be greater than or equal to 0, and less than or equal to 5 hours, right? And then our range is going to be 0 inches or 0 feet, depending on how you want to look at it, and that is going to be less than or equal to our depth, which will be y, which is less than or equal to our 5 feet, or let's make it inches. Let's go 60 inches, because that's where we want to stop.